If you've made a tax credit donation this year to support Christian education, thank you. This quick walkthrough will show you how to claim the credit on your Arizona taxes. This guide is specifically for the Arizona private school tax credit. However, the other tax credit opportunities go through a similar process. While we deal with these tax credits every day, we are not tax advisors, so this is not intended to replace official tax advice. If you have specific questions about your tax situation, please be sure to consult a tax professional. Before we get started, make sure you have your ACSTO donation receipt. You can find a copy of your receipt online through your donor portal account at acsto.org. If you do not have a donor portal account, a receipt was mailed to you. Our receipts will only show donations you intend to claim for the listed tax year, and it's divided by the original tax credit, the overflow tax credit, and other contributions. The original column is the individual private school tax credit. If you've donated enough to maximize what you are allowed to claim for the original, the extra amount overflows into the overflow column, also known as the switcher tax credit. If you donate more than your maximum for both of these tax credits, or if you're simply donating as a charitable gift, that falls into the third column called Other Contributions. As the receipt indicates, you use the Arizona Form 323 for the original tax credit. The form asks for the school tuition organization you donated to. If you donated to us, you'd say Arizona Christian School Tuition Organization, or ACSTO for short, and then P.O. Box 6580 in Chandler, Arizona. If you donated to more than one scholarship organization, there are additional lines. The form asks for your total contributions, so make sure to input the total from all three columns on your receipt. As you progress through the form, it will show you how much of this total will count for the original tax credit. Part 2 of the form is just in case you donated more than you could claim in a previous year, and you need to claim the extra as carryover this year. Most people will not need to worry about this part. Overflow donations are recorded separately on AZ Form 348. The first part checks to see if you're eligible to claim the overflow credit. It asks this because the overflow tax credit is only available for those who have donated the maximum amount of the original tax credit in the same tax year. If you've donated above and beyond the original tax credit for this tax year or are claiming carryover overflow credit from a previous tax year, complete Part 1 and then move on to Part 2. Like Form 323, this form wants the total amount you donated to ACSTO. As you progress through the form, it will show you exactly how much of your donation will count for the overflow tax credit. And for those who need it, Part 3 is to account for any overflow carryover from previous years. Everyone who donated to ACSTO or any tax credit will need to complete Form 301. For Part 1, put the total from your Form 323 on the line that says Form 323 and the total from your Form 348 on the line that says Form 348, both highlighted below. Then complete the first section of Part 2 and put the totals from Forms 323 and 348 on their respective lines in the second section as well. On these forms, you'll see that our tax credits have long names. Just remember that the original tax credit uses Form 323 and the overflow uses 348. Finally, we move on to Arizona Form 140 for individuals. Sadly, you can't use the shorter forms, such as the 140EZ or the 140A, because they don't include options for any tax credits. In the Balance of Tax section of Arizona Form 140, enter the total from Form 301 on the line called Non-Refundable Credits from Arizona Form 301. If you look back up to the line titled Subtotal of Tax, that's where you've computed what your state income tax will be. This is your liability. The sum of all tax credits you can claim will be limited to that number. When you donate above your subtotal of tax, that is when you need to take advantage of the carryover sections that we mentioned earlier. Continue to fill out this form to find out whether you still have taxes due or if you ended up overpaying the state because of your tax credit donation. The state will give you a refund for the overage. And that's it. If you're filling out your own taxes, this walkthrough should give you a head start. However, if you need advice for your specific tax situation, you'll need to consult a tax advisor. Tax forms aside, think about the thousands of Arizona students who are receiving a life changing education that they couldn't receive without you. Thank you for your donation and for partnering with us to make Christian education affordable for everyone.